In the spirit of innovation and tech evolution, we are thrilled to kick off another episode of the Open Innovator show. Our show is a celebration of brilliant minds shaping the future. Today, we are about to embark on a journey with an innovator revolutionizing resource management in the digital age. Syook is an innovative company that's not just keeping up with the Industry 4.0, they are setting new standards. With their real-time location system and Internet of Things solutions, they are taking automation and intelligence to new heights. Viewers, imagine a world where everything is seamlessly tracked and managed in real time, transforming industries. So Syook no-code RTLS platform is the key to the transformation, empowering businesses for smoother and more efficient operations. So without further ado, let's get ready to explore the realm of innovation, growth, and the future of technology with our distinguished guest, Saurabh Sharma, one of the brilliant minds behind Syook. So here we are. We have a very dynamic innovator who has joined us today. We have Saurabh Sharma, one of the founders of our fastest growing startup called Syook. Saurabh, welcome to the Open Innovator show.
Thanks, Naman. Thanks for inviting me.
So Saurabh, let's get started, and let's start by talking about Syook, right? Before that, we would want to know a little about yourself, right? You've been in this business since quite some time now. You are a familiar name in the tech ecosystem, I must say.
Thank you.
We've been in touch since last 3-4 years. I have known you personally. So thoda sa batao how the journey started and what eventually led you to start company called Syook. By the way, very innovative name, Syook.
Thank you. So Naman, I am from Chandigarh, born and brought up in Chandigarh, right? And then after my graduation from Indosys, I got my first opportunity with Schlumberger.
Okay.
So this was a French MNC, and my first posting was in Mumbai, and I was working as a logging engineer serving clients like ONGC. Right. That's where I met my other two co-founders. Right?
Okay.
So I met Arjun and Aman over there. So Arjun is from IIT Guwahati, Aman is from IIT Madras, and Arjun never lets me forget that I was his trainee. Right? So he joined like 4 months prior to me.
Is it?
Yes. So we were working in oil and gas, right? Working in different geographies. I switched over to Halliburton, and my last position was I was field service manager working for Halliburton, handling Saudi Aramco in Saudi. Right? Aman was there in France, and Arjun was there in US. So we stayed in touch, right? During our journey, I worked like for around close to 10 years in oil and gas. And when we used to talk to each other, we used to talk about our challenges, right? So I had a base in middle of nowhere in Saudi. I had around 300 people working along with me, and the biggest challenge was visibility.
Yes.
Right? I didn't even knew how my shop floor looked like in real time, where my people are, where my assets are, right? God forbid if there was an emergency.
Correct.
Right? How to locate a person, right? If we have to turn around assets quicker, how to do that without visibility. So that was something which we used to discuss, that how we can solve this challenge. And I think the problem statement was clear that
solve क्या करना है वो पता था आपको.
हाँ, हमें प्रॉब्लम पता थी, सॉल्व कैसे करना है वो नहीं पता था, honestly. And when all this Make in India started, then we thought, it's time to come back to our country and start working on something. We were not sure how to solve this problem. So first thing which we did was, let's get back and look at technology.
Yes.
Right? And when we got back, it's a funny story as well, right? So we said, we'll change everything. And we were not from core IT background. We were from the tech background, but not from core IT. And when we got back, we started building a team, Arjun and myself. और कहते हैं ना, हाथी की पूंछ पकड़ी, हाथी ने देखा कितना बड़ा है. So what happened was the initial team left us because we did not understand coding, right? And whatever we used to talk about, I think there was some communication gap in what we are trying to tell them and what they perceive it as, right? So initially everyone left us, and then we were left with a choice कि क्या करना है, right? And at that time we thought, that we don't have to give up, and that's what our previous companies taught us, right? And we started learning coding at that time. Like I remember Arjun was like at that time 33, 34-year-old sitting in the class of coding for dummies over there and learning. And we are still in touch with our first instructor over there, Anirudh. He runs an academy over there. But the first product and everything was built by ourselves by doing the coding. And
right. So Saurabh, Shakespeare ne bola, what is it in name? But I believe there is so much in name.
Yes.
So and this is a pretty cool name, Syook.
Yes.
So thoda sa kya, matlab, what you thought?
So Syook is a marketplace in Arabic.
Okay.
Right?
So it's there from where you have picked that up. Okay.
So Syook is a marketplace, right? And we thought, we have to keep a unique name. We have to spend only $10 in domain, not like some other people who have spent like $1 million in just domain name.
Yes.
And if we would have kept some name like Target Solutions or something like in these terms, right? Then it's very difficult to market online.
Correct.
Right? It will. You have to spend a lot of money in marketing. But once you have a unique name, it's easier to market, and we thought, it was very clear. We'll have a name with 5 letters only and 2 vowels.
Okay.
Right? So it should be easier to speak. It should be catchy, and then this Syook, we sat down for one day, and this name came up.
So you do so many things, right, around RTLS. My question is in two parts. First, help the viewers understand what RTLS actually is, and how Syook is now actually a leader in solving problem statements or use cases framed around RTLS, be it truck in, truck out, be it man material movement, be it any other logistic or supply chain problem. You've been now pro at it, right? Yeah. So please.
So when we talk about RTLS is real-time location services, right? And people are very familiar with GNSS or what we call GPS, right? Which works on the satellite principle. But there are various technologies to identify location of an asset, right? And we see it in our in life every day, RFIDs, BLE, now UWB is picking up. And as I told you initially, we did not come from tech background, coding background. We were mainly into operations, right? And we had problems. And when we faced this problem, we understood that the behavior of each asset is different.
Yes.
So I cannot, stitch something with a sword. Yes. If I have to use a needle, I need a needle, right?
Yes.
So I cannot try to, pivot on particular technology and say that this technology can solve everything, right? So we understood that we need that flexibility, right? In terms of operations demands, in terms of area, environment, of surroundings, right? Technology availability, right? And that's when we thought, we need to be technology agnostic, hardware agnostic platform, right? And completely configurable, modular, right? And since beginning, the thought process was like that. And we knew that these challenges which we are solving can be solved if we fit in the right technology. Right? Correct. So whenever the customer comes to us, right, we don't tell him that, choose this technology. We give him 2-3 options that choose this one, and this one. With this one, you will have a higher price. This one, you will have a lower price, but more operational challenges. Right? And he has all the options. He can set his permutation combinations as per his environment to have a greater success. Correct. So that helped a lot, right? And I think this is our biggest strength point as well today. All the customers who are working with us, they're very comfortable because they get the options, right? And the platform, even if one technology fails, they are not removing the platform, right? The platform can acquire, data from any technology. You can onboard any technology. Right. So this gives them confidence that yes, we can go ahead with such a system where we are not dependent on a single OEM. That if it will increase the price, what we'll do, right? So we are vendor agnostic as well. You can onboard any hardware on the platform. We work along with the likes of Cisco, HP, Meraki, everyone, right? And we are not only working on Wi-Fi BLE, we work on LoRa as well. We work on 5G, 4G, all these technologies, right? So that has been the big difference.
Understood. No, very neatly, you have summed it up very neatly. So Saurabh, I've been fortunate enough to, to learn about some of the tech stack and some of the use cases that you are building. Also, just for our viewers, if you can, quickly talk about some of the use cases. So some of them I already know: truck in, truck out, man material movement. You also have that employee ID card solution, right? So also, yes, if some important or key use cases that you can talk about.
I'll explain you. So every day when we talk to customer, we find different challenges in front of us, right? And we work along with the customer as a partner, right? So we have never treated anyone as just a money minting machine, right? We always treat our customers as a partner. And when we go deep with the customer to understand problem, we are able to find right solution. And I'll give you a few examples where we have worked along with the customer to, bring the best out of technology, right? So we worked with one of the mining companies recently, right? And the biggest challenge over there was visibility. The mines were, these were coal mines, pretty big, right? And there was no visibility of manpower.
Right.
And there were a lot of challenges, unsaid challenges over there, which customer was facing. Like there was a challenge of someone stealing the fuel out of a dumper, right? And what to do, because the phone is not working, how to even communicate that someone is stealing there are 4 people standing there and stealing the fuel, and driver cannot come out of the dumper. How to tackle this situation where he doesn't even have a phone, and if he comes out, maybe he's threatened by those 4 people.
Correct.
So over there, when we provided our solution, the person was able to press a button and convey that he needs some help, right, along with the location.
Okay.
Right, and this was like a big thing over there. They were able to locate their workforce. Similarly, one of the medical companies, ambulance company, they were losing their equipment. So whenever they used to go to a patient's place, someone used to forget a asset over there, and then they have no record where this asset has gone.
Okay.
Right. So we gave them a system where if the asset is taken out of an ambulance, their last known location is always known, right? And it's alerted to the driver or to the control center that they are missing this particular asset from the ambulance.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So this helped them in this pilferage issue which they were having.
Now, since you have touched upon healthcare, you have touched upon manufacturing, you have touched upon logistics, supply chain. So it would be correct if we say Syook's solution is a sector agnostic solution.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
One solution for all.
Yes. So when we talk about operations, the challenge is same everywhere. So let's consider, I'll give you an example of 3 places. Right? You have a facility manager in a manufacturing facility, in a hospital, or in a refinery. The visibility is a challenge over there. If someone gets into an accident, it's a challenge for all 3. Right? That how to get that person out of the problem safely and in a very quick time. Right? So visibility is a challenge everywhere. And if you see, even in the organizations, you have operating system of choice for every function. Say we talk about finance, right? You will have SAP, right?
Correct.
You talk about database, you will have Oracle as a DB manager. But when we talk about operations, right, there is no operating system of choice right now. And Syook, what we envision will be the operating system of choice for these people. Still, the people in operations, they are on phone, they are calling everyone, tu kahan gaya, truck kab pahunchega, right?
All the unstructured operations are now being streamlining into structured process through Syook's platform. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Right. So, Saurabh, by now you have already worked with all the leading names, all the big brands are already using your solution. So, just to, put it in terms of a layman's language so that every tech, non-tech viewer understand what you do, I would want you to talk about the use case that you are working with one of the leading automobile company, and the use case is called truck in, truck out, right? So I've been involved in this use case with you. So आप थोड़ा सा बताओ कि how actually are you helping the company or the industry at large to get their ROI, to save their time, resource, energy with just one small solution that you have?
So again, this is same problem as I was talking about, visibility.
Visibility, yes.
Now people are smart. People are. It's not like dummies are working in the field. People are very, very smart. It's just they lack information, right? So one of the leading auto manufacturers, we deployed our solution. They are tracking around 500 trucks per day.
Per day. That's a per day number. Okay.
Inside. So what happens when the truck enters the facility? There is no visibility where this truck is parked. If it's parked at the right area, sometimes a driver leaves the truck over there and there's a traffic jam inside the plant itself. The whole of the supply chain will move. Which truck to prioritize without visibility? So what we did, whenever the truck was entering the facility, we were able to track the location of truck and we were able to tell them which dock it is there. So that particular customer has put like 300 business rules on top of our platform. Right?
Is it?
That if this is the truck, small truck, it should take only 10 minutes. If it goes to this area, then this particular person should be notified. Right? Like this, they have put up like at night, few particular type of trucks were not allowed inside the plant. So all these rules, they alert the people in real time if something is not going right. So they save money on detention, they save money on their delays, internal delays, and whole of the supply chain is moving fast. And if you consider how much material they move, right? So movement of material is simply linked with the capital movement.
Yes.
Money, if material goes faster in the market,
right,
the money in the bank comes faster.
Correct.
Right. So you say if everything is moving fast, you do more business, and if you do more business, you make more money.
Anyway, there is a saving involved in it, right?
Yes, definitely. Like the customers easily are getting more than 10x returns through this solution.
Well, that's a great impact that you just talked about.
Yes.
10x.
Yes,
is it?
10x.
Wow. So automobile is just one of the sectors that you covered. Similarly, we would also love to understand healthcare sector में कैसे ये impact create कर रहा है. I believe there are a lot of, for every hospital or every institution, there are a lot of medical devices that needs to be tracked and monitored. So you have a solution handy for that as well.
Yes. So now when we talk about operations, there are mainly four challenges, Naman.
Okay.
When we talk about challenges, it's mainly your assets, right? You want to maximize usage of your assets, right? You want to minimize your energy consumption, right? You want less pilferage in your raw material, which is consumed, right? Consumables. And then the fourth one is the manpower.
Okay.
Right. These are the four pillars of operations, where you are spending maximum money and you are making maximum money.
Yes.
Right. Yes. So when we talk about visibility, if you are able to identify your manpower properly and see that they are not getting fatigued out, right? There is no absenteeism, there is no idle time, there is no valued activities. Maybe in a hospital, a nurse is being used to move a bed where someone else is supposed to do that task, right? Or there is a delay because the person is standing there in the pharmacy for half an hour, right, to pick up medicines, right? All these challenges you are able to solve using a platform which gives you real-time visibility. It's able to give you how many trips a person is doing in a pharmacy, why he is supposed to do those many, how much time it's taking to move a bed of a patient from one place to another. Are the SOPs being followed, right? So once you have this visibility, the customers are themselves able to solve all these challenges and they are able to streamline their processes internally.
Okay. So viewers, lots of tech related stuff that Saurabh just discussed. Just to put everything in context, anything that moves can be tracked by Syook's solution, right? And that is the beauty of this solution, is this is sector agnostic. आप healthcare से हैं, you call Saurabh. आप manufacturing से हैं, you may use Syook's solution. And again, the beauty of the best part is it's a plug-and-play solution. You don't have to, invest and make a tech team sit to, iterate it or curate it or to customize it. Customization can be done to a certain level.
Yeah. Right? And it's completely configurable.
Right?
Yeah, you can configure, solution out of the box. Like whenever, I'll tell you, one of our biggest deployment took us only 3 days to deploy a complete solution.
Achha, what was it?
So it was 6,000 people tracking in a mine area.
Okay.
Right?
And everyone is getting tracked now.
Yes.
And you also give a dashboard, where detailed, minute information
reports,
comes.
Everything.
Wow.
Right. So it took us only 3 days to deploy the complete solution.
So there are two parts to this, Saurabh. Mining is a very big field, right? And a very, very important field as well in terms of both economy and employment generation. So ek baat bataiye, you said you are tracking these many people. What impact this tracking does to to the owners.
Yes. So it's at the end of day utilization of assets, right? Safety of people.
Safety,
right?
yes.
Which becomes a very important part. Now, what is happening? Everyone is talking about sustainability. When we talk about sustainability, the basic principle of sustainability is to do more with less. Right? Reuse the equipment again and again. Right? Have less wastages. Right? And sustainability is also linked with cost savings.
Correct.
Right? So our system, what it gives, right? If you are, say, you have a 8-hour shift, right? And in an 8-hour, you have 45 minutes for lunch break, 15 minutes for TT break, then you have a fatigue time, changeover time, and all. Right? And if you look at the effective working hours, how much they are, right? 5 hours, 4.5 hours,
correct.
Right? And if you are able to increase it by 10% without impacting the health of a worker, and all of those things, without increasing the time duration, right? That creates a bigger impact. Right. So that particular customer, right? If you read the news, the production has gone up by 42%, 44% for that customer, right? Because this is like a white elephant, right? This is like an elephant sitting in a room. Nobody wants to talk about people productivity, their safety. Right? These are taboo topics in the industry. They will talk about how to increase the production of a machine, right? But what they can do for the people, right? And people think, if we track people, maybe we'll misuse the information. Nobody does that. If your productivity is going up, you will hire more people. You will not release people.
Right.
That never happens in any industry.
Right.
So we should come out of that mind thought, like especially as an Indian, right? That we should do the cost cutting, but I think we should think like about increasing the productivity more in the industry.
Absolutely.
Because I think India is becoming world leader. I was there in GITEX, right?
Right.
So and I've stayed out of India for long, right? So I see there's a perception shift. Earlier, we were, if we talk about 10 years ago, right? We were considered as, a developing country, which is, which has a lot of manpower, right? Which imports a lot of oil, right? And there were perceptions about us. Now the perceptions are shifting. Now people look at us, a technology hub, right?
Exactly.
They say that they talk about green energy, the number of initiative government is taking, sustainability, and as a top 5, biggest in top 5 economies across the world. Now these are the thought processes, and we feel very proud as an Indian when we go out, thanks to the government.
So actually, very, very, neatly summed it up. You name it, any field, any industry, India is taking the lead now, right? You see India as a proper Vishwa Guru.
Yes, I think we were always a Vishwa Guru, right? Since beginning, the Indian culture, the oldest university was in India, right? So we had that concept since beginning, where the education was given priority, and I think today's India's biggest strength is education, because we don't export oil, right? Like a lot of countries
do.
What we are exporting is knowledge. Right, the IT sector is all knowledge. Right, so I think India is leading the way by exporting the right thing.
Correct,
and that what separates us from a lot of other countries who started along with us. Got independence during the same time and all, and where we are and where they are, it's
absolutely. So Saurabh, it's kind of fun talking to you. Especially when it comes to technology part, you've been there, seen it all, right? Now leading a successful startup. Who better than you to talk about all the tech glory and tech updates happening within our country? Sort of also let's talk little about the employees, the Syook as particular. As we speak, you have a team size of 70 people right now.
Yes.
Right. So a lot of technopreneurs, tech enthusiasts, and who wants to shape their career and their journey in the tech ecosystem watches the show. So for their understanding, for their clarity, let's say there is an engineer who, a fresh graduate, would want to, work with Syook. So what would be the process, and do you entertain people from smaller cities as well?
Yeah, definitely. Like we whosoever wants to work with us, can definitely approach us. We don't look at degrees, but we look at skills, right?
Well,
If
let me highlight it for all the viewers. Syook की job description or job criteria is they don't prefer degree, they prefer skill over degree.
Yes,
Correct.
yes, and I think that's the future, right? And what we and present as well, right? And even when we were learning, like I was a mechatronics engineer.
Okay.
Right. I went into Schlumberger as a logging engineer, and we were taught, to forget whatever we have learned and to learn something new. They sent us to a college, their internal college. We learned from there. So the concept of unlearn, relearn, so has been there with us, right? And when we started this journey, we had to learn coding, right? And the journey has not stopped. We started with Ruby on Rails as a technology. Now we are working on JavaScript.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So and whenever there is a new technology, we are onboarding the latest RF technologies which are unheard right now, right, on our platform.
Right.
So this concept of learning and and whosoever wants to learn new things, whosoever is passionate about technologies, we are happy to welcome them. They can come and do internship with us. We always welcome internships.
Wonderful. I'm sure you will receive lots of applications after the release of this episode.
Yeah, careers@syook.com.
Wonderful. Also, you touched upon a very interesting point and a very, very strong note that it is of utmost requirement to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And we were talking a while back. You mentioned कि आपकी टीम में लोग हैं who are not from the tech background but are now leading some of the tech use cases.
Yes.
I've met couple of colleagues of yours. I've met Arjun in Bangalore, Jaswin, Venki, very sharp guy, right? In fact, आपकी पूरी टीम ही काफी smart है. So how do you see this? मतलब have you trained them or it is again the skill set that matters?
So it's not about training, Naman. It's all about growth mindset, right? You empower your people, right, and you channelize their energy towards the same goal, right? Then everyone will think about growth, right, of the company and themselves. And I tell whenever my team is working with me that you are not working for me, you are working for yourself,
right?
And this is a family, right? This is a company, and if company grows, you grow.
Everyone grows. Yes.
So this is when like a lot of people say that I want to start something, and I tell them, right, entrepreneurship is a mindset, right? It's how you think, right? If you can take calls and you can say that, okay, this is good for us, this is bad for us, and let's do this thing, right? That's where the change comes. And if you are worried about failure, that if we do something and if something goes bad, I'll be responsible, right? It's a good thing to think about these things, but not to stall the work.
Yes.
Right. So that's where the difference comes. We try to empower, from whatever we can do to empower our teammates to say that, we'll take this call, right? This is my call. And you must have felt that, with whenever you talk to team members that they're equal to us, right?
Yes.
Even the hierarchy system in our organization is pretty flat.
That's the best part.
We don't call anyone sir or madam, right? We do respect the age, but everyone is equal in the organization. We use first names.
So that's a culture that you have created within Syook. So you touched upon the growth part on the same line, on the same note. Let's talk about the roadmap of Syook and how do you see Syook in the next 4 or 5 years? Are there any more expansion plan? I believe you are already in Gulf. You are already working in Gulf. You are working in different other areas also. So next 5 years, will there be a new product segment that you will be planning to launch or something? Yes.
Yeah. So Syook as a platform itself is increasing. We are onboarding new technologies now. The latest technologies which we have started onboarding is camera vision.
Okay.
Right. And we are doing more and more partnerships, right, on the technology front as well as on the sales front, right. So what's happening is a inorganic growth within the company, both in terms of technology and in terms of going to new geographies. We are getting inquiries from geographies which were unheard of, right? And what this is leading to is a sudden expansion in the team, right? And technology wise also, what we do is what customers demand.
Okay.
Right. The
Okay.
roadmap is based on the customer demands.
Right.
And the technologies and their benefits. Right?
Okay. Okay.
So the roadmap is there, right? But at the end of the day, the vision is to become an operating system of choice for operations.
Yes.
And whenever there's something which comes up, we see that how to fit in our platform, that thing, and how it will be beneficial for our customers or for the market.
So Saurabh, thank you so much. This was the first segment of ours, right? Very well taken. And we also got some really good insights about Syook and RTLS technology as whole. So we move to our next segment, which is fireside chat, right? So if you had to describe Syook in 3 words, what it would be?
It will be an operating system of choice for operations. I'll add a couple of words, but that's what...
operating system of choice for operations.
For operations.
What's one of the most unusual or funny use case that you have encountered while talking to some of your customers or clients?
So we get a lot of different use cases, right? There was one, someone called me by taking my number from internet that that lady wants to track her husband.
और calls आने वाली हैं आपको. All right, moving on to the next question. How do you balance your work and personal life, especially when you have to deal with IoT devices that are always connected?
Mainly time allocations and setting the priorities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't prioritize the tasks and your time, then everything is urgent, right? So for me, like if I've allocated some time for the family, I'll make sure, I give that time to the family.
What is the best advice that you have received or given to someone who wants to start their own IoT venture? I'm sure most of our viewers would be interested to know about this answer.
So one of the best advice, which is also saying from a movie, right? झुकती है दुनिया झुकाने वाला चाहिए.
Well said, yes.
Told to me by my senior.
Okay.
I'll say that if you want to get something done, it will be done, right? Just you have to take that, and that's the advice I've received, and that's what I'll pass on to others.
You just need to work hard, right?
Yes, you have to be resilient. You have to be in face of customer, right, or in face of the problem, and things will ease out.
Our next question is, what are some of the myths or misconceptions that people have about IoT or RTLS, and how do you debunk them?
So the biggest misconception is that IoT is all about just sensor data, or RTLS is just about GPS. Right? When we have a conversation, we show customers that it's not firstly GPS, it's GNSS, but there are so many technologies available in the market. And when they get all the options, they understand, the power of RTLS engines, right? Different location engines.
What are some of the hobbies or interests that you enjoy outside work, and how do they influence your creativity and innovation?
So I follow. I don't do that, but I follow one sport a lot, which is mixed martial arts.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I find that sport very intriguing because it's a new sport. And there's so many new things coming up in terms of techniques, new athletes, right? New skill sets as well, right? And this sport has grown a lot. Like over the 10 years, I've been following it. Like on Sunday morning, when there's a UFC at 6 a.m., I'm right sitting there and watching that.
So if you could travel back in time, what era or event would you like to witness, and what would you do there?
I would like to travel in future rather than past, because what Google has done is laid out all the history in front of us. And I think soon there will be some startup who will make us visualize. So my wish will be to go in the future. Something like, what Minority Report did in 2002, that it showcased us future, AI and all, 20 years ago. That's what I want to do.
And then come back, bring some futuristic technology, include in Syook's solution, and then be the leader.
Make right investments.
Very well said. So this winds up our second segment. Thank you for playing along, Saurabh. You've been a sport. And now with this we'll move to a third segment, which is very special, because here we'll ask you to give a special message to all our technopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and all our viewers. So first question is, as an entrepreneur, who has created such a successful venture, because we've been following your work for some time, you've set up an example for others to follow. What are some of the key insights or critical moments in your entrepreneurial journey that have shaped your approach to leadership and innovation?
So, one of the most important thing is when you say customer, it's not customer, it's a partner initially.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
People say that I'll get first customer, right, which is will be changing for me and all. I'll say don't say that you will get first customer. Try to find a first partner, right, because that will set you up. So very simple. Whatever money you make for the partner, you can only take a part of it, firstly, which is wealth-wise. You cannot charge more, right? Otherwise, it will be conning your partner, right, or a customer, right? And then you will also realize about the problem statement. You will also understand how you can scale the same solution, right? And you will, make new friends in the market. Right? So the mindset should be, finding the right partner initially rather than customers. And if you change that word and you start thinking them like a partner, I think a lot of things will change in a good way for you.
Powerful words, Saurabh. Saurabh, before we conclude, what words of wisdom or advice would you want to give to all the technopreneurs or viewers who want to start their own venture in IoT or at least in some tech domain?
So don't fear failures, right? If you fear failures, then it's good to fear failures, but then don't stop, that if I fail, what will happen, right? You can do some mitigation and all, but at the end of the day, you have to take that jump to enjoy, all the thrill and adrenaline rush and everything if you do this thing, right? So that's what I'll say, that you go ahead and you will have your own journey. You cannot compare your journey with someone else, right? There will be low points, there will be high points, but take whatever positive comes in your way.
Right. No, I just loved these words of wisdom from Saurabh. Fear of failures has actually killed many dreams than anything else, right? And roller coaster ride, this entrepreneurial journey or life at large is a part of roller coaster ride, right? So thank you so much, Saurabh. We had so much fun knowing about RTLS, knowing about all the cutting edge technology, knowing about your journey, right? We, things like this inspire others to go on the same track that you have followed and motivate people at large to, pursue their dreams. Thank you so much, Saurabh. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks, Naman. Thank
you so much.
What an enlightening and inspiring journey we have had today on the Open Innovator Show. Our conversation with Saurabh has nothing short of remarkable. We have delved into the heart of innovation, Industry 4.0, and the boundless possibilities of real-time location system in the Internet of Things era. As we close this episode, I would like to thank Saurabh for sharing his wisdom and vision with us. It's innovators like him who are shaping the future and making the world a smarter and connected place. So to all our viewers, keep your curiosity alive, your passion for innovation burning, and remember, the future is as bright as the mind that shapes it. Until next time, stay innovative, stay open, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible. This is Naman Kothari signing off.